Sirs, the vessel of our state, after being tossed in wild waves, hath once more been safely steadied by the gods. Ye, of all folk, have been called apart by my summons, because I knew how true and constant was your reverence to the royal powers of Laius. How again, when Oedipus ruled our land, and after he had perished, steadfast loyalty still upheld their children. Since then, sons have fallen in one day by a twofold doom, each felled by the other, each stained by a brother's blood. No man can be fully known, soul, spirit, and mind, until he hath been seen versed in rule and lawgiving. For if any, being supreme guide of the state, cleaves not to the best counsels, but, through some fear, keeps his lips locked, I hold, and have ever held, him most base. And if he makes a friend of more account than his fatherland, that man hath no place in my regards. For I, be Zeus my witness, who sees all things always, would not be so silent if I saw ruin instead of people, ruin instead of safety, coming for the people, and would not consider the country's foe a friend of mine. Remembering this, that our country is the ship that bears us safely, that only through a prosper on our voyage can we make true friends. Such are the rules by which I guard this city's greatness, and in accord with them is the edict I published touching the sons of Oedipus, how Eteocles, who hath fallen fighting for our city, and in all renowns of arms shall be entombed, and crowned with every rich that follows the noblest of dead to the rest. But for his brother Polynices, who came back from exile and sought to utterly consume through fire the cities of his fathers and the shrines of his fathers' gods, who sought to lead the remnant to slavery. Touching this man, it has been proclaimed to the people that none shall grace him with sepulture or lament, but leave his body unburied, a corpse for the birds and dogs to eat, ghastly sight of shame. Such is the spirit of my dealing, and never, in deed of mine, shall the wicked stand honored before the just. For if any have goodwill to thieves, he may be honored with me in his life and in his death.